I'm Jessica. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Tony.
Tony, what brings you here today?
Well, I kind of need to look for work.
Let me look for work.
Yeah, I kind of lost my job. I injured my knee. I tore out my ACL and meniscus and broke a couple bones in there as well. And I can't continue on with my job.
Okay, well before we get started, I want to let you know that everything you say and do here is kept confidential unless I find that you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else, and obviously I need to report it. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, well if you can just sign this form for me. Alright, well let's begin. So, what do you want to see differently as a result from coming here?
I don't know, the main thing is I just need to find work that I can tolerate, work that I can enjoy.
Okay, so you're kind of looking for a job?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, and this is a counseling session. What made you feel like counseling is what you need to find in order to find a job? Is there more to this?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll just be straight with you. I used to be a police officer, and it was my dream job. It was the job that I really wanted to do, and I had the chance to do it. And when I injured myself, I pretty much ruined that. It's permanent damage that can't be repaired, and therefore I can't go running after people or chasing people down, or even just do a normal walking patrols anymore.
Okay, well, let's start from the very beginning. How did you hurt yourself?
I was doing some training. I was working out in a martial arts club, and I went to wrestle with a guy, and things just didn't turn out right. It was a freak accident, but it happened, and there was a loud pop, and you could feel and hear things getting torn. It was just bad.
Okay, so this didn't happen on the job then, correct?
Yeah.
Were you training with another officer or just people from your club?
Just people from the club.
Is there any other officers that go there?
No.
Okay. Well, how does this make you feel? Do you feel like this injury has changed the rest of your life completely? Are you depressed? Is it kind of just like a oh well type of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not too happy about it. It's a permanent injury. I can't continue to do the things I used to like to do, like being a police officer, and even martial arts for that matter. It was a big hobby to me, and it was really important to me. And now I'll never be able to do the same type of training ever again.
Okay, well I can
It has been pretty hard.
I could see how it'd be very devastating having your dream job taken away and all your hobbies, taken out from under you. Do you feel like this has mentally had an effect on you, like depression-wise, or?
Yeah, I mean, I complain a lot about it. It's not fair. I was trying to, do some risk management here. I was trying to prevent myself from getting injured by training and working out and doing what I can just in case, bad situation ever happens on the job or on the street. And I just figured I'd be able to learn some stuff to protect
I can just imagine how devastating that would be. Are you married? Do you have a family and kids?
Married. I have a dog.
No kids, though?
No kids.
Do you feel like your wife notices the changes that this has made on you?
Yeah, I mean, I probably rant about it a whole lot to her. She's probably tired of me complaining about it all the time.
Okay, well, how do you think I can help you? Do you just need someone to talk to? Get things off your chest? Or is there something specific that you want?
Well, what all do you guys do for people like me anyway? I mean, I don't know too much about this. I was just told by a friend that I should come talk to someone from your company and see what you guys could do for me. I mean, yeah, I'm obviously not happy. I'm very depressed, and I'm really worried, about what to do with the rest of my life, because that's what I studied. I studied law enforcement and justice and martial arts and all that to become a police officer, and I can't do that anymore. So, I mean, what should I do?
Okay, well, by the sounds of it, it sounds like, you could start by just talking about how things are going so far and maybe think of a strategy that we can help you future-wise. How's that sound?
Okay.
Okay, well, have you had surgery on this injury already?
Yeah.
And how far are you, in your recovery? You've had a surgery for a month, 2 months?
Had the surgery about 2.5 months ago, and that's when the doctors realized they couldn't repair it the way they wanted to. The damage was just too extensive, and so they did the best they could, but it's not going to heal the way it's supposed to heal. Yeah, that was about 2.5 months ago. As far as normal basic functioning, I probably have another month or two of recovery, physical therapy.
Okay, so you are going to physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And how is that going so far?
There's good days and bad days.
Do you feel like you're seeing progression in this?
I don't, because I want my leg to heal how it used to be, but
Understandable.
they're all telling me that it's healing, it's making progress, but it's progress that for somebody who doesn't want to go back to the life they had.
Okay. Well, let's say after the surgery, you, on a scale from 1 to 10, you were at a 1 on what you were able to do with your knee physically. Where are you now on that scale of 10 being amazingly fit and back at work?
Like a 3.
You think you've only made just a little bit of progress?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do your daily exercises like the doctor tells you?
Mm-hmm.
And you still feel like you're just at a 3?
Mm-hmm.
Are you back at the gym working out? I mean, that sounds like it's pretty important. Do you get to go there?
Yeah, I mean, I go and work on my upper body. Upper body exercises.
But no cardio, no lower body
I
whatsoever?
don't really do a whole lot of cardio. I can do some light stuff on the bike, but I can't run and really get a real workout in anymore.
Okay, well, to me it sounds like you might be at a 4 or a 5 if you're actually getting to be on the bike and visibly move that leg. Do you agree or not at all?
I mean, I used to be a really good runner. See, and now I can't even run. I can't even jog.
can see how that would put you in a mindset of a different scaling than me. Okay, well, what have you thought about for work?
I don't know. I was hoping my job, my department would have found something for me to do that didn't require me to chase down bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like working the evidence locker, or do some temporary work in the dispatch center or something like that. That's not happening.
So, are they just not willing to work with you, or do they just not have anything available?
I'm sure they probably don't have proper funding. I wish I could see more effort being done to fight that, because I know we've had some other department members who've either injured themselves or just gotten too old, and they seem to be able to get those kind of positions. But I don't know. I really want to stay with law enforcement. That's pretty much all I know. I don't really know a whole lot of other skills that would benefit me in other jobs, other than jobs that don't really require much advanced education.
Okay, well, sounds like law enforcement is very important to you. Have you ever thought about a job in security, or is not really your field?
Well, security and law enforcement have their similarities that I do like. I do like the idea of protecting and serving. It's just different the way they go about it. Law enforcement, there's a lot more investigative aspects. There's a lot more hands-on work that's involved. Security is really just standing guard and protecting. And there's hardly any investigative work in security. If something happens, then they usually call the cops to go investigate it.
So you like action is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm an action kind of guy.
Okay, well, I know I've had some friends in the past who've done probation and parole, and they say it actually is pretty active, and, have you ever thought about that as a job? Or corrections?
I haven't really given it too much thought. Corrections, I was thinking about it, but then I was wondering about how this injury is going to limit me on that. I know more fights and stuff tend to break out, which is lots of action, but am I going to be physically able to deal with some unruly inmates if I can't even run after a bad guy?
That's powerful. Okay, well, let me ask you a question that I like to call the miracle question. It's going to be a little strange, but suppose that while you're sleeping tonight and the entire house is quiet, a miracle happens. The miracle is that the problem which brought you here today is solved. But however, because you were sleeping, you don't know the miracle has happened. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, what will be different that will tell you a miracle has happened, and the problem which brought you here is solved?
Well, I guess if the miracle happened, then the first thing I would notice is my knee would not feel so stiff and painful all the time. It would probably feel like my other knee, normal. And I wouldn't have this concern about how am I going to make ends meet.
Okay, so you wouldn't only be affected physically, but you think you would notice it mentally right away?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important to me